What is going on, everybody? I am back with a brand new video, and today we are in Iowa. I'm on my grandparents' property, and we're gonna make up 9 holes of disc golf. This is gonna be kind of like old school disc golf. We have made up baskets. I'll show you kind of the rules of that, but I have tried to make a 9-hole course as difficult as possible. This is a beautiful property. A lot of it is farm ground, so we're gonna use like all the farming fields, gardens as OB. We have this giant pond. Obviously, we're gonna use that as well, but I've mapped out a 9-hole course to play out here, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to show you guys what I have come up with. But first, let me show you the baskets. All right, so this is our basket setup right here. 3 buckets. In order to make the putt, I must hit the top bucket. Anything lower, it'll just be the next stroke as if the next shot was a tap in, if that makes sense. So if somehow I get lucky off of one of the tee shots and I hit below the top bucket, then that will be a birdie and not an ace. The only way to get an ace is to hit the top. This is like the bucket of the basket. My grandpa was nice enough to lend me his side-by-side, so we have a golf cart out here as well. Let's get into hole 1. We got par 4s and par 3s. I've done a little practice just to make sure that the course is doable, but I don't know what I'm gonna shoot. So I'm gonna play it straight up, show you the holes. Let's get into it. We got hole 1 is gonna be a par 4. It's down the hill. Tee shot, you just gotta stay away from the pond, but you kind of have to push far enough because your next shot, you're going over the pond. The green slopes behind the basket, and there is out of bounds on the back side of the green. So this first shot, just keep it in bounds somewhere left if you want to play it really safe, or you can try to push it a little straighter. I'm going with my jawbreaker zone since it is downhill. Hopefully this lands in a good spot. Come on, be stable, be stable. Hopefully this lands in a good spot. I don't know how to play that because I don't know about the OB lines, but we'll see if it's in bounds. All right, so first shot on my own course, out of bounds. Jawbreaker zone's already in my grandpa's pond here. I'm gonna go with another one. I think I went out about here. This has to get over and be safe. So I'm just gonna throw a forehand. Hopefully it's good. Get over, sit. I think it's safe. I think that's a beautiful shot. We're trying to save the par here. 1 disc is down. This pond is super murky. Luckily, that was my like water zone, I guess, water disc. I was prepared to lose it. I was throwing it when I was practicing, but I did not expect to go that aggressive off of the tee of 1. Have to make sure I hit that top one for the par. I think this is a par save. There we go. All right, little shaky of a first start, but we're in. All right, we got hole 2 here, par 3. Basket is in between the OB gardens. All the dirt there is gonna be out of bounds. It's gotta take a pretty precise hyzer shot in order to get the birdie. I like to go buzz here. It is uphill. We got a little bit of right to left, so I gotta make sure I put this wide enough in order to not go out of bounds. Oh, a little too wide. Wow, I pushed that so straight this time. The nerves are here, the nerves are here. The idea behind this hole was to try to make a tricky par 3, something that wasn't too easy. So putting it in between the OB, now that I'm long of the buckets, I have to make a decision. Am I gonna run it, potentially go OB long, or lay it up and just take the par? And I don't know if you guys know this, but we are chasing chains here. So we don't lay up, but today we are chasing buckets, which honestly, might like that better. Come on. Oh, right around it. If this was a basket, that definitely would have tickled some chains. My grandpa does have a couple of dogs out here that you might hear throughout the round, but I gotta tell you, it is wonderful being out here. It's so peaceful. All right, another par. When are we gonna get that birdie? All right, so hole 3 over OB the whole way. You can see that white bucket on the blue barrel. That is where we're going. My thought process behind this one, another kind of tricky par 3 that makes you throw a line. We do have these trees on the right. There's also a branch that comes out in the middle. You could blast a forehand straight through it and try to get lucky, but it really kind of asks for a backhand turnover. Not my best shot, so just something to practice. I got a Halo Leopard 3. See if I can just subtly turn it over, have it fade back. kind of. I need it a little higher, but it's gonna skip up there and we're gonna have another long little birdie putt. I'm kind of curious, have you guys ever played disc golf like this where you don't have a basket? I'm trying to make this the best that I can. I also wish I could be throwing like multiple discs to show you the lines that I'm thinking of, but we do have to get to dinner right after this, and I'm only here for a day. I'm sure not a lot of you guys know this, but a lot of my family lives in Iowa, and my grandma came out to visit, so I helped bring her back. So we're just staying for the weekend, heading back tomorrow. So don't have a whole lot of time this time, but trying to make the best out of it. I don't know if the camera does this justice. I also didn't throw the most perfect shot, but there is a gap right up there that when you throw the backhand turnover, it looks so sweet coming into the green. Now we got to focus up and get our birdie. I think that counts. I think we might have to do a little replay there. That's our first birdie. We are back with another par 4. First shot, you got to go Mando left of that light post. Once you do that, you're crossing the pond. And the basket, you can see the buckets through that cage there by the side-by-side. Wanted to introduce that Mando. That way we couldn't just go straight at the buckets. I'm gonna throw zone, try to get left of that post, and then we're going over the pond again. This tee shot is also kind of difficult because it is downhill. So anything that is fading too hard makes the approach that much longer over the pond. Oh, you gotta really push. I didn't get there. I did not get there. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? I think I was a little hesitant with that tee shot because of what we did on hole 1. Definitely don't want to lose another one. I'm hoping this pushed long enough where we can still make the Mando while going over the pond. If not, we're gonna have to lay up and we're trying to get our par again. This is so unfortunate. I hate to lay up. I just said we don't lay up, but I think this is the best play. I guess the one thing I don't like about this hole is that it's very similar to hole 1, just with this second shot. So kind of throwing the same approach. Come on, over. Yes! Super, super lucky, but I think we made it. A bit of a blessing there. Once again, you do have this downslope, so if you do just blast it past, chances of going OB long, but we just made it, and we got a little tap in, little par. And we made the shot, a trick shot in its own. We got hole 5 here, another par 3, kind of uphill by the garden. The idea behind this one is that it's a Mando left of the light post, and then you do have the OB on the left. So you could go backhand, but if you saw it off, then your OB left. Also, with a guy my skill set, there's a good chance that I pull it right of the light post. So my plan is forehand, should make the Mando very easily, shouldn't turn over into the OB, has potential today because we do have a headwind. I'm gonna try to go Halo Wraith, keep it in bounds. I'm also not sure how far it is, but when I tested it out, it took a really good rip to get close to the basket. Wow, it is really windy. All right, so the big thing here, don't slip into the pond. Now let's see, that's gonna be too high. It's gonna hyzer out early. Putting the basket up that high makes it still a difficult birdie to get. I am kind of curious to hear your guys' thoughts of the holes that I made. Are they too easy? Are they silly? I am working with a decent sized property, but at the same time, he does have all the gardens that I kind of have to, stay out of. All right, little stepper, uphill. Come on. Come on. It really reminds me of how I actually putt in disc golf on real baskets. Also, I went with 3 and having to hit the top one because I feel like that's close to the height of the chains on a basket. Might be a little short, probably a little short, but it's close. We are on hole 6, another par 4. This one, we got to go over OB the entire way. I'm showing you the landing zone right now. Once you land there, it's a pitch around this tunnel and the basket is deep in the woods. If you remember the hole where we had the blue barrel with the bucket, this is kind of the same green, but it's pushed back maybe 100 feet. Oh, I love it. And a little left is better because that gives us a forehand through the tunnel. Might be able to get close for the birdie. I think I should be able to pin this one if I throw a good shot. Easy birdie. Just have to remember how far I need to go. Sit. Oh, that might be too far. Maybe we were actually close to the eagle because I'm right behind the basket here. All right. Now we're using the green of 6 as our tee pad for hole 7. It's a par 4. We're trying to get out of this same tunnel we just came through. This time with a backhand hyzer, we lay it up, and then it should be a low ceiling to the basket. It reminds me of hole 4 at Caesar's Ford, kind of. At least this first shot. That's too straight. That is trouble. So we're way off the fairway here. This is a scramble shot. I could just pitch it out, but I think I'm gonna try and kind of go for it here. Got to keep this Firebird turned over. There is that pond on the right, so if it does fade out soon, we lost another disc. Might be okay if it gets out. This really isn't as bad as it could have been, especially if I hit something early up there. This Firebird, I think, has been getting beaten in lately. It's not as stable as I remember it once being, which is good for my forehands, but might be time to put another one in. Come on. I don't know if you can hear those dogs, but they're barking at me. They're razzing me up a little bit for hole 8 here. Hole 8 is gonna be behind this white shed in front of me. It's a par 3. There is gonna be a fence on the back side of this green. Yesterday when I threw it a couple of times, I was out of bounds each time. So I can't go too far. At the same time, don't go too wide with it and land OB left. Course manager right there, setting up the baskets. Shout out all the moms out there. Beautiful people. Oh baby, get over. Wow, it just died. Guys, if you are enjoying the video, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for me. This course was a ton of fun to design, and it's been a ton of fun to play. Again, I'm sorry if I'm kind of rushing through it. We have some plans that I have to get to. Big decider of today's score is that I have not made one big putt yet today. So maybe this is gonna be the one. You wouldn't think it'd be that hard to hit these big buckets. Yes, there it is. Never been so excited to hit a bucket down in my life, but hey, here we are. All right, guys, this is the last one, hole 9. It's a doozy. We got Mando left of the first light pole and then Mando right of the second one. So a dead straight shot, downhill. Don't hit the Mando, you gotta re-tee. Going with the Praxis. Wow, all right, so shooting 3 now. I think that's how a re-tee works, right? Went zone that time, hit it. Whew. Good second shot, great recovery. That hole could have been really bad. Hopefully I did that scoring right. I think that's how you play that. So we shot 1, then you re-tee, which would be like an OB stroke, and then you throw again for 3. So this is for the bogey. And that closes out our round. All right, guys, there you have it. I think I shot 2 under. Hopefully I did my scoring right. I don't have UDisc, you know, to keep track, but I think that's close to correct if it's not. I don't know if you could tell by the video, but I had a blast filming this one. I had a blast making the course as well. Maybe one day I'll have enough land and I can put a 9-hole course on it or a full course. That would be sick. Maybe that's the new goal, you know? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought down below. This is a layout that I'd play again. Maybe next time I can bring a real basket though and play it legitimately, you know? Please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on the next one.